Welcome to our exciting exploration of Parenting with Love and Logic by Foster Cline and Jim Fay. We're thrilled to have you here as we dive into the insightful strategies and techniques that can transform your parenting journey. This is a longer video than others, due to the content of and wanting to highlight each point raised by the authors in our summary. If you enjoy what you see, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more engaging content. Now let's jump right into the wisdom of this remarkable book. In this chapter we explore the dual nature of parenting, which can be both a source of joy and a nightmare. The opening quote in Proverbs emphasizes the importance of discipline in child rearing. Real-life examples illustrate the struggles parents face when children refuse to listen or follow rules. These scenarios highlight the challenges of enforcing discipline and the frustration that can arise. However, the chapter also reassures parents that there is hope. By adopting a philosophy of parenting with love and logic, parents can foster responsibility in their children while maintaining a loving relationship. This approach can transform parenting from a daunting task into a rewarding experience. This slide summarizes the key themes of Chapter 2, which emphasizes the importance of raising responsible children in a complex world. The chapter begins with the universal challenge that parents face in guiding their children from dependence to independence. It highlights the necessity of equipping kids to make informed decisions, especially when confronted with adult temptations. The text stresses that many children lack the skills to navigate these choices, which underscores the need for a thoughtful parenting philosophy. Ultimately, the chapter advocates for a balance between love and the teaching of responsibility, ensuring that children grow into capable adults. This slide summarizes the key points from Chapter 3, which emphasizes the importance of self-concept in children. It highlights how children express themselves through their actions, and how their self-perception can significantly influence their behavior. The chapter discusses the two types of self-concepts, positive and negative, and how a poor self-concept can lead to irresponsible actions, while a good self-concept fosters responsibility and success. It also introduces the concept of parenting with love and logic, which encourages parents to focus on their children's strengths rather than weaknesses, ultimately shaping a child's self-perception through implied messages. The chapter concludes by stressing that building a child's self-concept is a lifelong journey that begins at birth. In this chapter, the authors emphasize the importance of allowing children to make mistakes as a means of learning and growing. They introduce Austin, a seemingly perfect child whose parents worry that he lacks opportunities to learn from his errors. The chapter contrasts Austin's experience with that of other children who face challenges, highlighting that these challenges foster responsibility and growth. The authors argue that parents often hinder their children's development by stepping in to solve problems, which prevents kids from learning to find their own solutions. Ultimately, the chapter underscores that experiencing the consequences of mistakes is crucial for a child's learning process. This slide summarizes the key concepts from Chapter 5, which focuses on the importance of setting limits through thoughtful communication. The chapter begins with a powerful proverb that highlights the impact of our words. It emphasizes that love and logic parenting is not about being permissive, but rather about guiding children to think for themselves. By allowing children to experience the consequences of their actions, we foster independence. The chapter also discusses the significance of establishing firm boundaries, especially during toddlerhood, to ensure safety and security. Ultimately, using thinking words instead of commands encourages children to reflect on their behavior and make better choices. In this chapter, we explore the dynamics of control in parenting. Many parents, like Natalie, feel frustrated when they cannot control their children's actions. This often leads to power struggles that can be counterproductive. The chapter emphasizes that giving children choices, even small ones, can help them develop a sense of responsibility and maturity. However, it also warns against giving too much control, which can result in negative behaviors. The V of love concept illustrates how control should evolve as children grow. Ultimately, the chapter advocates for a balance between setting limits and allowing freedom through choices. In this chapter, we explore the importance of empathy in parenting, particularly through Jim's experience with his children and bedtime. Jim realized that he couldn't force his kids to sleep, leading him to establish two simple rules. By allowing his children to face the consequences of their actions, he taught them valuable lessons about responsibility and the importance of a good night's sleep. The chapter emphasizes that natural consequences are more effective than punishment, as they encourage self-reflection and growth. Love and logic parenting focuses on empathy, helping parents guide their children without resorting to anger or punitive measures. This slide summarizes the key points from Chapter 8, Lights, Camera, Parenting. The chapter begins with a biblical reference that emphasizes the importance of wisdom in parenting. It shares a relatable story about a man wanting to learn the trombone, illustrating that it's never too late to start learning new skills. The chapter discusses the overwhelming nature of love and logic parenting and encourages parents to implement it gradually. Mental rehearsal is highlighted as a vital step in preparing for parenting challenges. The chapter also warns against misapplying love and logic principles, which can lead to confusion and ineffective parenting strategies. In this chapter, we explore the concept of allowances and their role in teaching children about financial responsibility. Allowances usually begin when children are around 5 or 6 years old, serving as a practical tool for money management education. It's emphasized that children should not earn their allowances through chores, as this can undermine their sense of contribution to the family. Instead, providing a consistent allowance helps instill discipline. The chapter also highlights the importance of allowing children to experience the consequences of their spending habits, which ultimately leads to valuable lessons in financial literacy. Parents are encouraged to stand firm when children request additional funds before the next allowance, reinforcing the idea of budgeting and planning. In this chapter, we explore the nuanced role of anger in parenting. The key takeaway is that anger should be used judiciously, particularly when a child's actions have a direct impact on us. Empathy is crucial when addressing children's mistakes, as it fosters responsibility. The example of Amanda and her mother illustrates how to express anger constructively without belittling the child. Additionally, the chapter emphasizes that anger can be appropriate when it is a rational choice, rather than a reactionary outburst. Ultimately, the goal is to maintain a balance that encourages problem-solving and understanding. This slide summarizes the key points from the chapter on bedtime. It highlights the common challenges parents face when trying to get their children to sleep. Children often come up with creative excuses to delay bedtime, and parents realize that they cannot force sleep upon them. The chapter emphasizes the importance of allowing children some control over their bedtime routine, which can significantly reduce resistance. By discussing sleep needs openly, parents can create a more cooperative environment. This approach not only helps children understand the importance of sleep, but also fosters a sense of responsibility and independence. This slide discusses the relationship between parenting styles and children's behavior, particularly focusing on bossiness. It highlights how children often mirror their parents' actions, leading to a cycle of bossy behavior. However, it also acknowledges that not all bossy children come from bossy parents, as some may simply have a strong desire for control. The suggested approach to managing bossiness involves maintaining a calm demeanor and using humor to prompt reflection in children. By encouraging kids to think about their actions and their effects on friendships, parents can guide them toward more positive interactions with peers. This slide discusses the key themes of bullying as presented in Pearl 5. It highlights the historical context of bullying, noting that while it has always existed, the nature of bullying has evolved, particularly in modern schools. Middle school is identified as a critical period where bullying is prevalent, especially targeting children who are different in some way. The chapter emphasizes the role of parents in helping their children cope with bullying, suggesting that encouragement and resilience are vital. It also points out that learning to deal with teasing can equip children with essential life skills for future challenges. This chapter, titled CAR Wars, Backseat Battles, humorously illustrates the common scenario of sibling rivalry in the backseat of a car. It begins with a relatable conflict between Cameron and Molly, showcasing how quickly a peaceful ride can turn chaotic. The author emphasizes that parents often find themselves overwhelmed by the noise and bickering, leading to temporary solutions that rarely last. The chapter introduces effective strategies, such as Lance's creative approach of encouraging his kids to step out for fresh air, and Stacy's bold decision to let her kids walk home as a lesson in behavior. It also reflects on how societal norms around child safety have evolved, making it challenging for parents to take calculated risks. Overall, the chapter provides valuable insights into managing backseat battles while fostering independence in children. This slide discusses the importance of chores in children's development. It highlights how chores can foster a sense of responsibility and belonging, although they are often met with resistance. Engaging children early on and making chores enjoyable can help create positive associations. As children grow, simple tasks can be introduced, and negotiating chores can empower them. Establishing clear time slides for completion is crucial, and parents should avoid the casual, "oh, by the way" requests that can lead to resistance. Overall, the approach to chores can significantly impact children's attitudes and willingness to participate. In this chapter, we explore the challenges parents face when their children express reluctance to attend church. It highlights the importance of instilling spiritual values and the role of family involvement in church activities. Children may resist church for various reasons, including discomfort and rebellion against parental beliefs. The chapter emphasizes the significance of positive modeling and open communication to address children's concerns. By fostering a supportive environment, parents can help their children appreciate the value of church attendance. Ultimately, disliking church is often a phase that can be navigated with understanding and patience. In this chapter, we explore the essence of creativity in children and how it intertwines with self-discipline. Creative children are often a joy to be around, as they are self-motivated and eager to explore their surroundings. However, creativity alone is not enough. Self-discipline is necessary to channel that creativity positively. The chapter emphasizes the importance of encouraging curiosity during toddlerhood, as this is a critical period for brain development. Parents are encouraged to create environments that foster exploration while maintaining boundaries. Additionally, reducing screen time and engaging in hands-on activities can significantly enhance creativity in early childhood. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 10, which focuses on crisis situations. It highlights the various sources of crises that can impact our lives and the emotional turmoil that often accompanies them. The chapter emphasizes that crises are typically temporary and that immediate action is not always required. It encourages a thoughtful approach, suggesting that many situations perceived as crises may not be as urgent as they seem. The importance of considering all options and assessing the worst possible outcomes is also discussed, reinforcing the idea that maintaining perspective is crucial in navigating crises. This slide summarizes the key principles of effective discipline as outlined in Pearl 11. The focus is on controlling what we can, particularly the environment, rather than trying to force children to change their behavior directly. It emphasizes the importance of showing love and affection, especially after a child has calmed down. The chapter also warns against being too tough or lenient, highlighting the need for a balanced approach. Understanding the difference between anger and firmness is crucial, as is following specific rules tailored for young children. These principles aim to foster a positive parent-child relationship while managing behavior effectively. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 12, which focuses on the challenges of disciplining children in public settings. It highlights how children often misbehave in stores or restaurants, knowing that parents may hesitate to correct them due to the presence of onlookers. The chapter emphasizes the importance of maintaining discipline, regardless of the environment. The strategic training session is introduced as a practical solution, where parents can enlist help from friends to reinforce consequences for misbehavior. The example of Heather and her daughter Phoebe illustrates how this technique can effectively curb disruptive behavior, allowing for a more enjoyable shopping experience. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 13, which focuses on the effects of divorce on children and offers guidelines for parents. The chapter emphasizes that children are often collateral damage in divorce situations, experiencing a range of emotional and behavioral issues. The 10 guidelines provided aim to help parents manage their children's feelings and reactions during this challenging time. It highlights the importance of parental behavior, communication, and external support systems in helping children cope. By following these guidelines, parents can create a more supportive environment for their children amidst the upheaval of divorce. In this chapter, we explore the dynamics of eating and table manners through the experiences of Rachel and Gina. Rachel's attempt to introduce a new dish is met with resistance from her children, highlighting the challenges parents face at the dinner table. However, her love and logic parenting style allows her to turn the situation into a learning opportunity. By giving her children choices, she encourages them to take responsibility for their food decisions. Gina's strategy of making new meals exclusive to adults creates curiosity in her children, leading them to eventually want to try the dishes. The chapter emphasizes the importance of modeling behavior and using positive language to foster good eating habits and table manners. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 15, which discusses the issue of entitlement among young people, as exemplified by the character Danielle. Danielle's perspective highlights a common trend where children expect luxury without understanding the financial realities their parents face. The chapter emphasizes the role of parents in setting limits and teaching responsibility, which is crucial in preventing entitlement. It also points out that many young adults enter college without the skills to earn or manage money, leading to unrealistic expectations. The importance of wise parenting techniques is underscored, suggesting that parents can help their children develop a healthy understanding of effort and reward. In this chapter, we explore the fascinating world of children's fears and the monsters they imagine. It's important to recognize that these fears are very real to children, even if they seem silly to adults. The chapter emphasizes the need for calm reassurance from parents, which can help children feel competent in handling their fears. Interestingly, checking for monsters can backfire, making children feel more anxious. Instead, we can use magical thinking to comfort them, such as having a monster-chasing bear or using a bit of magic perfume. Nightlights can also help ease their worries. Ultimately, open discussions about fears can empower children to face bedtime without complaint. In this chapter, we explore the common phenomenon of children fighting, particularly over toys. It's a normal part of growing up, and parents often feel guilty when they see their kids in conflict. However, it's crucial to allow children to handle their disputes independently, as intervention can sometimes encourage them to fight more. The chapter emphasizes the importance of ensuring that fights occur away from adult supervision and stepping in only when necessary for safety. After the conflict, parents should help their children identify their feelings and discuss alternative ways to handle their emotions. This slide discusses the essential theme of friendship in children's lives as presented in Pearl 18. It highlights the transition from infancy to toddlerhood, where children begin to form friendships, which are crucial for their social development. However, it also addresses the common issue of parental disapproval regarding their children's friends. The text emphasizes that engaging in control battles over friendships is often futile, and suggests that parents should focus on areas they can influence instead. By offering choices about friends, parents can maintain a healthy relationship with their children, while also understanding their values through the friendships they choose. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 19, which focuses on the morning routine and how to prepare children for school. The chapter emphasizes the importance of teaching kids responsibility by allowing them to take charge of their morning tasks. It suggests that parents should clearly define which responsibilities belong to them and which belong to the children. By avoiding constant reminders, parents can help their kids learn from their mistakes. The chapter also highlights the importance of empathy over anger when children face consequences for their tardiness. Engaging in open dialogues about responsibilities can empower children to take ownership of their actions, leading to a smoother morning routine. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 20, which discusses the significance of giving gifts. It highlights that while gifts bring joy, they also serve as opportunities for teaching children valuable lessons about appreciation and fairness. The chapter emphasizes the common challenges parents face, such as managing children's expectations and feelings of entitlement. The Love and Logic guidelines provide practical advice for parents, suggesting that equal treatment doesn't necessitate equal gifts. Additionally, the chapter encourages parents to instill the joy of giving in their children, reinforcing the idea that the act of giving can be just as rewarding as receiving. This slide summarizes the key points from the chapter on grades, underachievement, and report cards. It emphasizes the importance of parents allowing children to take responsibility for their academic performance. The emotional responses of parents can significantly impact how children perceive their grades, making it essential to focus on positive reinforcement. Discussing poor grades should be done in a calm and caring manner, as understanding the underlying reasons for these grades is crucial. Additionally, written communication can be an effective tool for addressing sensitive topics, while setting expectations demonstrates parental love and support. This slide summarizes the key themes of Pearl 22, which focuses on the dynamics between grandparents and parents during family gatherings. It highlights the importance of these interactions, especially during summer reunions, where special moments can occur. However, it also addresses the potential for tension due to differing parenting styles and the misunderstandings that can arise. The chapter emphasizes the need for assertiveness and clarity in communication to foster healthy relationships among generations. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for nurturing positive family interactions and ensuring that everyone feels valued and respected. In this chapter, the focus is on the importance of allowing children to take responsibility for their homework. It emphasizes that homework is the child's problem, not the parents'. Parents often fall into the trap of making homework a battleground, using threats and ultimatums, which can lead to negative outcomes. Instead, parents should create a supportive environment where children can choose when and where to study. The chapter also highlights that learning can happen in different ways, and parents should be available to help only when their children ask for it. Lastly, it addresses that reluctance to do homework may indicate deeper issues that require professional attention. In this slide, we explore the significant concerns parents have regarding the Internet, particularly its potential dangers for children. The chapter highlights that a substantial portion of websites contain explicit content, prompting parents to use electronic filters. However, these filters are not foolproof, especially with the vast number of chat rooms available. Alarmingly, statistics reveal that 1 in 5 children face online sexual solicitations. Love and Logic parents advocate for a balanced approach, combining filtering with fostering self-discipline in children. Ultimately, the chapter emphasizes the importance of internal control over external restrictions, as children learn to navigate the digital world responsibly. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 26, which discusses the complexities of lying and dishonesty in children. It highlights that many children experience a lying phase, which can be challenging for parents. The chapter emphasizes the importance of understanding the child's perspective and engaging them in discussions about honesty. It also points out that parents should model honest behavior and respond positively when children tell the truth. By fostering an environment of trust and understanding, parents can help their children navigate the tricky waters of honesty and dishonesty. This slide discusses the various forms of negative body language that children exhibit, such as slumped shoulders and icy glares. These nonverbal cues can often be misinterpreted by parents as signs of a bad attitude. It's essential for parents to understand that these expressions may stem from deeper feelings like disappointment or hurt. Instead of reacting to these signals, parents are encouraged to engage in open dialogue to clarify emotions. By allowing children to express themselves, parents can foster a more positive communication environment, ultimately leading to better understanding and resolution of conflicts. This slide discusses the chapter on pacifiers, highlighting their historical context and implications for toddler behavior. It emphasizes that while pacifiers may seem normal today, they were not traditionally used by toddlers. The chapter points out that pacifiers can create neural connections that influence how children cope with frustration and boredom. Additionally, it notes the social isolation that can occur when toddlers use pacifiers, as adults may find them less engaging. The addiction-like behavior associated with pacifier use is also mentioned, along with strategies for parents to manage this behavior effectively. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 29, which focuses on the concept of peer pressure. It highlights how the influence of peers begins at a young age, often overshadowing the internal voice of children. The chapter emphasizes the importance of allowing children to make choices early on, which helps them develop their own decision-making skills. As they enter adolescence, discussions about peer pressure become vital. The chapter also suggests practical strategies for parents, such as teaching children to say no, and using parental authority as a tool to help them resist negative influences. Overall, the chapter provides valuable insights into preparing children for the challenges of peer pressure. In this chapter, we explore the importance of pet care and the role it plays in teaching children responsibility. Pets are not just companions, they also provide valuable lessons for kids. However, it's common for parents to end up doing most of the pet care tasks, which can undermine this learning opportunity. The chapter shares a creative approach from a mother who made her daughters responsible for feeding the family pets, emphasizing that if they didn't, they wouldn't eat dinner. It also discusses the option of finding new homes for pets if children can't take care of them. The authors suggest that while some parents may choose to take on pet care themselves, this can lead to children becoming indifferent to their pets' needs. Ultimately, the chapter highlights that the responsibility for pet care should be a conscious choice made by parents. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 31, which discusses the importance of teaching children to pick up their belongings. It starts with a humorous anecdote about a boy named Bobby who creates a mess in record time. The chapter emphasizes that while children can create chaos, it is often the parents who end up cleaning. To instill a sense of responsibility, parents should model good behavior and communicate the benefits of organization. The chapter also suggests that cleaning should be a collaborative effort until children are old enough to take responsibility for their own toys. This approach helps children learn the value of caring for their belongings. In this section, we explore the important topic of when parents should consider seeking professional help for their children. It's crucial to understand that asking for help is not an admission of failure. Rather, it reflects a commitment to addressing the challenges children face today. The pressures of modern society can be overwhelming, and children are often caught in a web of expectations that can lead to significant issues. The guidelines provided emphasize the importance of consistent application of parenting philosophies and recognizing when problems persist or worsen. Importantly, professional help does not have to be a lengthy process. Sometimes, a single session with a knowledgeable counselor can provide the necessary guidance and support. This slide discusses the challenges and strategies involved in keeping a child's room clean. It highlights the initial fears parents may have when entering a messy room, emphasizing that the state of the room often mirrors the child's level of responsibility. For younger children, cleaning can be a fun, collaborative effort, fostering a sense of joy in maintaining a tidy space. As children mature, parents should step back, allowing kids to take ownership of their rooms. Setting deadlines and offering choices can effectively motivate children to clean, transforming a messy room into a valuable learning experience. This slide summarizes the challenges and strategies related to children staying in their rooms. Teenagers use rooms as private havens, while younger children often resist, posing challenges for parents. Encouraging independence without physical intervention and employing effective communication are key strategies. Addressing fears, providing nightlights, hiring babysitters, and maintaining calm discipline are essential considerations. Additionally, creative solutions for parental rest, like house trading, are also explored. In this chapter, we explore the challenges of dealing with disrespectful behavior from children, particularly the sassy remarks that can ignite strong emotional responses in parents. The text emphasizes that reacting with anger or frustration can reinforce the child's behavior, as they thrive on the emotional responses they elicit. Instead, love and logic parents are encouraged to maintain calmness and remove the child from the situation until they can communicate respectfully. This approach not only helps to defuse the immediate tension, but also sets the stage for a more productive conversation about respect once emotions have settled. The chapter provides a practical example of how to handle a disrespectful child, illustrating the importance of listening and understanding the underlying reasons for their behavior. By fostering open communication, parents can guide their children toward expressing their feelings in healthier ways. This slide summarizes the key points from the chapter on spanking. It highlights the perspective of a child, Olivia, who believes that a quick spanking would allow her to return to play. The text discusses how spanking can provide a temporary escape from responsibility, but ultimately fails to teach important life skills. The chapter emphasizes the shift in understanding regarding discipline, advocating for empathy and logical consequences instead. It also notes the negative repercussions of spanking, such as fostering anger and resentment. The narrative illustrates how children may even prefer spankings over the discomfort of reflecting on their actions, underscoring the need for teaching problem-solving skills. This slide discusses the role of sports in children's lives, highlighting both parental motivations and potential pressures. While sports can offer valuable lessons and foster development, they can also lead to undue stress when performance becomes the focus. A father-son narrative exemplifies common challenges and the journey towards better understanding and communication. The father's eventual acceptance of his son's autonomy promotes a healthier relationship and greater enjoyment of sports. Key takeaways include the need for balance, prioritizing character building and personal growth over competitive success. In this chapter, we explore the emotional turmoil that parents experience when their children steal. The act of stealing challenges our moral values, particularly the respect for property. It's important to recognize that many children go through a phase of stealing, especially between the ages of 4 and 6. Instead of reacting with anger, which can worsen the behavior, parents should approach the situation calmly. The chapter also highlights that chronic stealing may stem from deeper emotional issues, such as feelings of emptiness or unfairness. Addressing these feelings with love and understanding is key to resolving the issue. This slide discusses the surprising moment when children begin to use bad language, often catching parents off guard. It highlights that swearing can be a normal phase in a child's development, influenced by peers or a desire for attention. The suggested responses range from anger to more constructive approaches, such as moving the conversation away from the immediate situation. By addressing the issue calmly, parents can help children understand the implications of their language. Additionally, discussing self-worth and vocabulary can provide deeper insights into why children resort to swearing. Ultimately, children will develop their own language preferences over time. This slide addresses the interaction between parents and teachers regarding school issues. Parents are advised to support their children, while encouraging them to handle challenges independently. When involvement is necessary, collaborating with teachers is key, highlighting the importance of gathering information and respecting teachers' insights. Mistakes such as dictating actions or threatening staff can lead to defensiveness and hinder resolution. Effective communication involves describing observations, seeking teachers' perspectives, and understanding different behavior contexts. Escalating concerns should be done respectfully, fostering a cooperative environment for better outcomes. This slide discusses the importance of teaching children about dental hygiene, particularly through the act of brushing their teeth. It highlights how kids, like adults, appreciate second chances, especially when it comes to their baby teeth. The text emphasizes the role of parents as models for good behavior, suggesting that children are more likely to adopt habits they see in their parents. Additionally, it mentions the effectiveness of casual conversations about dental care, and how linking brushing to rewards can motivate children. Overall, the content encourages a positive approach to instilling good dental hygiene practices in kids. In this chapter, we explore the challenges parents face when young children interrupt phone calls. Children often do not grasp the concept of waiting their turn, leading to chaotic situations during important conversations. The text emphasizes the importance of maintaining control during these interruptions. By calmly addressing the child and setting clear expectations, parents can create a more pleasant environment for both the caller and themselves. The chapter also discusses training techniques that can help manage persistent interruptions, illustrating that with patience and practice, parents can teach their children to respect phone time. In this slide, we explore the chapter titled Television Watching. The chapter highlights the growing concern among parents regarding their children's television consumption. It emphasizes that the quantity of TV watched is more alarming than the content itself, especially for young children. The early years are critical for brain development, and excessive TV watching can hinder a child's ability to focus on tasks. The chapter also discusses the misdiagnosis of ADHD, suggesting that many children may not have attention issues but rather attention problems. Lastly, it stresses the importance of parental modeling in shaping children's viewing habits. This slide discusses the phenomenon of temper tantrums in children, highlighting that they are a normal part of childhood. The warning signs that precede a tantrum are crucial for parents to recognize, as they can prepare for the impending outburst. Each child has their own unique way of expressing their frustration, which can be amusing in a different context. The text emphasizes that tantrums are inevitable, and that parents should not fear them. Instead, they should focus on managing the situation by changing the location and ensuring safety. Ultimately, the goal is to maintain composure and not engage in the chaos. Toilet training is often viewed as a challenging task, but it can actually be a delightful experience for both children and parents. The key is to recognize that every child is different. Some may take to the potty with ease, while others may need more time. It's important to create a joyful environment around this process, as a positive attitude can significantly influence a child's willingness to participate. Additionally, understanding the anatomical differences between boys and girls can help tailor the training approach. Engaging storytelling and playful activities can make the experience enjoyable, while punitive measures should be avoided to prevent negative feelings. This slide introduces the chapter on the importance of passing values to children. It highlights the alarming trends in youth behavior, such as drug use and materialism, which concern many parents. The text emphasizes that traditional methods of lecturing are not effective in instilling values. Instead, it suggests that children learn by observing their parents' actions and experiences. The concept of eavesdrop value setting is introduced, where parents can model good behavior in a way that children can overhear, reinforcing the values they wish to impart. This approach encourages parents to be mindful of their actions and words, as children are always watching and learning. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 47, which discusses the impact of video games on children and the role of parents in managing gaming habits. It highlights the importance of allowing children to practice self-regulation rather than imposing strict limits, which can lead to resistance and hinder their development of self-discipline. The chapter also emphasizes the need for open communication between parents and children regarding gaming, as well as the potential for video game addiction to disrupt family dynamics. The love and logic approach is presented as a helpful slide work for guiding children in making their own choices while ensuring their well-being. This slide summarizes the key points from Pearl 48, which discusses the dynamics of whining and complaining in children, particularly through the example of Nolan. The chapter illustrates how persistent whining can be a learned behavior, often reinforced by parental responses. It emphasizes the importance of addressing the tone of voice rather than the content of the request. Strategies such as using reflective questions and the power of ignoring whining are highlighted as effective methods for parents and teachers. By setting clear expectations, children can learn to communicate in a more respectful manner, ultimately reducing whining.